Hey, Dillon Francis is here. At
I'm
the
here.
last minute. Thank you very much for coming.
Of course.
You're breaking in our new studio. This is the first time we've ever been here.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been here for 5 more minutes than you.
What?
Who the
It's that piece of shit.
I haven't slept. I don't. If it was Bobby Lee, it would have been on for sure.
Welcome. Here we go.
And I'm not Tony Hawk. Hey everybody, it's Jason Ellis and Tony Hawk. Hawk vs. Wolf, greatest podcast of all time in the history of the universe.
What he said about our podcast, and we have decks that are of the podcast.
Signed by the greatest skateboarder of all time in the history of the universe, and me.
Dang, I was going to get away with that. This is the same graphic that we used before, but with gold background, special
it's better.
edition.
It's like my teeth, but better.
It's number one. And the diptych, which is 2 decks, go side by side, signed by each of us, right there. Black with silver.
I love this board so much.
Tim Baring art on both of these.
Shout out to Tim. And get yourself one of these bad boys.
Gold-plated Hawk vs. Wolf signed deck and black and silver diptych available now.
Get one today.
You can get it at TonyHawk.com and in the shop right there. There's a little menu, upper right, shop. See both of these. Click add to cart, and we hope you give it to someone that has liked and described already.
Yeah. Make sure you do that if you haven't.
Thank you. Hey, Dillon Francis is here.
Are you sure?
Yes, he's right here.
Is he? Hey, is he?
And he's the first guest. I was going to say breaking in our new studio. Apparently, this is not a new studio, but we've never been here. So
This
it's
is
new
Bobby
to us.
Lee's bathroom.
This is Bobby Lee's bathroom.
That's cool. Whatever it
Have
takes.
you seen Bobby Lee's butt?
I know that everyone has seen it, but I chose not to look.
Same here.
So we did show you. He showed
No,
both
but
of you.
everyone says like he just the thing that he does. Or
Bobby loves to get naked.
I was honored.
I just saw he's in his video.
Yeah.
I know
Bobby's in
him
his
and Bobby
video.
Lee are like butt brothers. They like hang out and film each other and TikTok and stuff. You seem like
do.
really great friends.
He's a great dude.
He seems like
Him and I were on this TV show, What Would Diplo Do? And he thought I was in Groundlings, but I'd never taken any classes. So
What's
he,
Groundlings?
Groundlings
It's
like
comedy, kind of a comedy school,
Comedy troupe. School.
Wait,
Yeah.
he didn't know that you were a DJ?
yeah, he didn't know. And then
People that come from Groundlings go on to be on Saturday Night Live, and
Oh, wow.
which I'd always wanted, which was a really high compliment coming from Bobby as well, because
Yeah.
Mad TV and all that. But I was
Wait,
like,
you wanted to be a comedian?
no, that's way too hard. Oh my
Why is
god,
that way too hard?
I don't know. Like standing in front of a crowd, and then I think the thing that's easy about DJing is like if someone doesn't like a song, I can change it really quickly. If someone doesn't like the joke, it hits so much harder because the music isn't buffering that hate.
Yeah. I always thought DJing was easy. But I mean that in the most disrespectful way
Yeah, I know
possible.
you do.
Yeah, but that's only because I was just like, because at first it was like somebody play a song and then they slide the other song in and I'm like, so? And then it's like, and I'm like, so? And then I think I told Be Real did some stuff in front of me where I was like, oh, I don't know what you're doing. That's probably because it's pretty tricky, and maybe this is actually a thing. And then I mean, what is it like when you make your own songs? How do you start a beat, a track? Like, is it stolen from everything else?
I mean, everything is stolen from everything else.
But you don't make computer beep bop sounds.
Yeah, I do.
That?
I
So
make
then
computer
that's
beep bop. Yeah.
Sorry, that's not the technical term, but
beep bop.
Beep bop.
dude,
Beep bop. Well, you start with like chords, and then you build the foundation from that, or you start with a drum loop and then build the foundation from that. And
But when you're talking about crowds, like having a crowd on your side, losing crowds or whatever, are you actively changing what your plan is or what you're gonna do based on the crowd reaction?
yeah, you have to. I mean, there's some DJs that are French and don't care.
Just lock in.
They're just locked in and
Wait,
like, I'm gonna play
what do
what
you
I
mean-
want, and
what do you
that's
mean
it.
French? From France or just like
Yeah,
annoying?
French. I feel like French people are more of
He's
the.
hinting that there's probably some DJs he knows like by name, and he's trying to be vague on it.
Oh, why did you just say their name? Don't be a pussy.
No, I'm not being a pussy.
Who's this French guy that sucks?
yours.
No, he's really good.
Sure he is. Sounds
No,
pretty crappy
there's
to me.
just like I think there's a certain set of people that will literally just play what they want to play and that's it, and they don't care if anyone hates it or not. That they're set in stone. I am more so come from like the top 40 world. That's where I used to DJ, like doing, I guess the bottle service club circuit.
Yeah.
And that's what I used to work with this guy, DJ Ruckus. And when you do that, there's just certain things that you know to do. Like if you're losing the crowd, I don't know, play Rough Riders Anthem or play like all the single ladies and you can get them back.
Yeah.
But it's all about like getting them on your side for the first 30 minutes and then you can kind of do whatever you want. Once they're like, I trust this guy. Whatever his taste is, I trust it because he played a couple songs that I like.
I understand that. I feel like in comedy, there's definitely at the start, if it's a crowd that I'm like, they're not going to be that into like some of my material, so I will come in with some. Everybody likes burnouts, you know what I mean? Like car burnouts, you know what I mean? And then if everyone's laughing at my car burnouts, I might add like, you know what I mean, some.
Exactly.
Is that one of your bits? Car burnouts?
Yeah, because I got my dad's funeral.
Oh yeah, yes.
There was a guy that was introduced to me he was presented to me by my brother and another friend, very serious because it was the wake, and we were doing burnouts in the garage on dirt bikes.
Oh my God.
We were just like poisoning ourselves because we had the doors shut. And then I come out because I can't breathe and I'm kind of dying. And I sit down and they go, hey, man, we need you to meet this guy. And I'm like, okay. And the guy comes over very sincere. And it's like, if you're like a Greek guy in Australia, you talk more Australian than Australians do. And you talk out the side of your mouth, mate.
Oh, yes.
And he was like, mate, they call me the burnout king. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, yeah. And he's like, I'd like, you know what I mean? If it's okay with you, I'd like to do special thing just for you guys in tribute to your dad. And I was like, okay. And he was super like being really respectful.
Yeah.
And you don't need to around us. Like we don't care. Like I don't think I'm anybody, and neither does anybody else in this house. But he was so polite. And then he's like, if you don't mind, you'll come out right now. And I was like, yeah, I'll come out right now. And he had his car on the street ready to go. And the first thing I noticed, he had one wheel was not the same as the others. And because he had a certain car that has limited slip diff, only one wheel's going to burn out, and he knows that.
Oh, my God.
So he goes, just, sit back there, get ready, enjoy yourselves, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay. And then this guy just straight away, like, bah, 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 and starts cranking it, opens his door and looks back because he's watching the wheel, he's watching the tire, because he knows exactly how much to give it to do this show.
Did he get hired, or did he do that?
No, he was a friend of my brother's.
Okay.
So he's doing this burnout, and it's going a really long time, and we were really drunk, and the longer he went, the cooler it was.
Of course.
And then it was nighttime, and it was like all this smoke, and in the stars, and it was it was some heartfelt stuff. Like I was like, this is really rad.
Meaningful.
And then the brake was glowing red, like.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, he's blowing his brake pads out. I don't know what I'm talking about. But then we're getting louder and louder, and then all of a sudden, boom! And we jump up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, something exploded, and it was the tire. And we ran towards the car, and this dude doesn't stop. Like the tire exploded. He's still just like bah 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 bah, looking back at it. And then when we ran to the car, all the rubber with I didn't know this, but there's little pieces of wire in tires.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they all like hit us. And I'm like, I got burning rubber with wire in it. And my brother's like, and I'm laughing at him because he's like, and he's laughing at me because I'm on fire. And we're like,
is this your bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bit of it. I mean, I don't really have it planned out. I just tell stories. Not that funny. But
I wonder if he's hitting all the points of it.
I missed a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise it would be like, thank you, good night, and good.
That'd be the
whatever
whole
you
podcast.
did.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. But yeah, then his car caught on fire.
Was this all planned from him too?
I think the car on fire thing was like a bonus, and instead of him stopping because
maybe the wire is exploding into your body is a little.
But he kept going while the car was on fire. We were all like, "Man, your car's on fire." And he was like, "Yeah, no." And then it was like this really great gift that I'll never forget.
It's pretty sick.
I've got a good story to add on to that because I love Australia, and you know what a Holden Ute is.
Yeah, of course I do.
Do you know what a Holden Ute is?
Yeah,
okay.
He's been there tons of times.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people that haven't seen a Ute.
How do you explain to the non-Aussies?
It's like a utility.
It's like
car.
a mini truck.
Yeah, but the fact that it's a
short
mini
bed.
truck, it's like this tiny little truck. It's a truck that's lowered down to the ground.
It doesn't have to be lower to be a ute.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Okay.
A ute
So
is like
I just love the name Ute. So when I think of a Ute, I just think of those Holden
It's like
Utes
a
that are lower to the
Suzuki
ground.
Was it
yeah.
Suzuki?
It's
Yes.
like, a
Yeah.
car. It's like a truck where
Yeah.
you can put your dirt bikes in the back.
Yes.
But instead of a truck, it's a car where you can put your dirt bikes in the back.
Exactly.
So the back
There
end
you
is
go.
lighter,
That's
so
it,
it's
yeah.
better to fishtail.
Yeah.
Does easier burnouts.
Exactly.
It's born for bogans. It was-
So I had heard about I'd heard about whenever I go to Australia, I would talk to my friend Nina Las Vegas. She was one of the Triple J.
yes, I know Triple J.
Yes,
I haven't
And
been there for a long time, but I'm aware of Triple J.
I love
Be on
Triple J.
Triple J next week.
Nice.
You will?
Great people.
Yeah.
Tell me. Don't
I'm
say
going to
that.
Australia Tuesday.
They don't know.
Mate.
But
You're good at. He's good at it.
what?
Doing Australian
Just
accents.
do your story.
I gotta. I'm
Anyway.
not gonna try.
You with your ute and your DJs.
So I'd heard about burnouts.
Yeah.
And so somehow we got in touch with Holden, the company, and so we were texting back with them, and they're like, "Hey, you can come by the
We're
main."
talking to Holden.
Yes. And so
Godlike.
so there were, but so I was on social media being like, oh my God, we're gonna do crazy burnouts in these, and I wonder if I still have the email that she wrote to me that was like, hey, we saw your social media posts about doing burnouts. We regret to inform you that the company does not want you to come near the Holden Ute office. We will not be letting you drive one of our cars because of this. Because we were talking about like lighting off fireworks from the
Yes.
truck bed.
Wait,
Yes.
so you got contacted by them, then went off
Then went off talking about burnouts on social media.
Social media, and then they're like, no.
They were like, no, absolutely do not come near us.
They went under, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's why.
This was like before social media was
That
a
could have
thing.
been it, right?
That could have
there
been
for
like
them.
a
Hey,
good
Holden,
moment.
Yeah.
Good one, dumbass.
Idiot.
You could still be soaring and competing against Ford, but you didn't listen to him.
But
Exactly.
also, there's a lesson there for you. That's
Don't talk about anything on social
don't,
media.
don't show your cards. It's like,
Exactly.
cool. That'd be sick to
Well,
drive a Ute.
exactly.
I
Sounds
can't
like-
wait to go the speed limit in it.
It sounds like if he had got there and started doing burnouts with fireworks going out, they wouldn't have been that happy.
They would have excommunicated me from the country probably.
They had a real shot.
Dodge.
They did.
Dodge let
Oh, I really wanna find this
the Huck
email.
Jam crew drive their cars, like
Yeah.
Vipers and stuff,
Yeah.
on the track.
Yeah.
And Mira blew out the Viper.
He blew it out.
Yeah.
Like blew the engine.
Yeah.
How do you from
Just
driving
smoking.
from doing crazy burnouts for long periods of time?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I wasn't witness to what he was doing on it. I just know that I walked up and there was smoke coming from the engine, and he's like,
Wow.
I mean, they invited the Huck Jam crew,
yeah.
pro FMX riders, pro BMX riders, and skateboarders to drive their cars without much guidance.
They
So
should have known.
there you
Yeah,
go.
guidance is a big thing. You
So
gotta tell
that's
some-
based on that same thing. Like we
Yeah.
weren't putting our intentions on social media, but you kind of knew what you're in for.
Yeah, you did. I did a demo with you in the woods somewhere, and Jeep was there, and you were
Jeep,
sponsored
yeah,
by Jeep.
yeah.
And Jeep was like, "Hey, Jace, do you want to drive this car through the obstacle course?" And I was like, "Do I?" And I wrecked it. That's the short version of that one. You know how there's like you go up all the rocks and down the rocks?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going flat out over this thing. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see how good these things are. And I was like, this is incredible. Jeeps can do anything. Then all of a sudden, I was like,
Oh my
that
God.
doesn't sound good. But look at this jump coming up next. And I was like getting airborne and stuff. Yeah, but that Jeep, nobody was using that Jeep for the rest of the weekend.
So what have you gotten away with?
I don't know. A lot of stuff. Too many things. I did find the email if you want me to read it to you.
Yeah.
Hey, Dylan and Mike. Mike was my tour manager. I need to be honest with you. Your pedestrian TV interview has caused a lot of unnerve within the senior leadership team here within Holden.
Kill yourselves Australian.
Yeah, they really don't
Unbelievable.
want us giving a car to someone that might be doing donuts in it and have it filmed and plastered on social media. We made the decision to get in touch with you because we thought, why not?
Man, I'm happy they're gone.
What year was
You
that?
deserve
what
to
year
be-
was that?
This was 2017.
Yeah. Right before they ended.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We really can't let you into one
Kiss
of
of
our
death.
cars and drive it inappropriately. It would harm our
what are they?
brands.
What kind of content do they want?
I don't know. The thing that's crazy is
Oh,
like
here's
reverse parking.
The
This is a
seatbelt
nice-
works really well.
that's what
in
those
this car.
cars I feel like
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
in Australia.
Hey, this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew.
Yes.
That's right, guys. Remember the days when you were always ready to go?
Yeah.
You do?
I mean, barely, but yeah, man, I sound old. Yes, I do, Tony.
Well, now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed. Listen up, BlueChew.com.
Look, I'm really excited about it, guys. As you know, if you know me, you know that I'm a huge supporter of Blue Chew. I have been buying it myself until they sponsor the show. It comes in a discreet little bag. You only have to make one call, talk to one person, and then it comes in. They have like different ones of the things that make it work, whichever thing that you like, and you got a little baggie. You rip a little baggie, and boop, and Bob is your humongous uncle.
That's probably the best review.
And you will kick ass. In the bedroom, you will be able to hold all the wet towels.
You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever the opportunity arises.
I see. Yeah.
See, do you think I did that?
Yeah.
I'm not that clever. The process is simple. Sign up BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers.
Just one time.
And once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
And then they keep coming.
No doctor's office,
They
no
just keep
awkward conversations,
on
and
the
no
regular.
waiting in line at the pharmacy.
It's just on your door, and it's on.
Your enthusiasm is contagious.
I'm very excited about them.
Well, does it work? Try it for a month for free and see. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it.
Total.
And we got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code HawkWolf at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code HawkWolf to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring our podcast.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I really like you guys. Farmer's dog, man. Have you got dogs? Do you like them? because if you like your dogs, you should give them some of this food, because my dogs have dry food. And when I bust out this stuff, they know when I start cutting the package, they know that it's game time, and they're all very excited. And I have 5 dogs. I got Chihuahuas, I got Pomeranians, I got Boston Terriers. They all love it. And if they don't eat it quick, I got a little cat that's got little legs, and he starts trying to eat it too. But I keep trying to tell him it's not for him. Yeah, he attacks. He's got a lot of gusto, a lot of heart.
Yeah, the Farmer's Dog makes feeding real, healthy dog food easy and convenient, and your dog will absolutely love it. It's smart, healthy pet food. You can feel good about feeding your pup. That's why it's time to quit the kibble, kick the cans, and start fresh.
Yeah, and it is fresh. It's like,
oh, yes, it's very fresh.
It looks like I made it, and then I put it in a bag and put Farmer's Dog on it.
One of my kids almost got the other kid to try some because it's in the fridge, and he didn't know it was dog food.
Yeah.
And I said, how did you even approach it? He goes, well, it says Lola because it says your dog's name.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, it's from the restaurant Lola's.
Oh, wow.
And he almost got him to eat it.
Man, your kids are dumb.
He didn't eat it.
Good for him. He bounced
But Lola
back.
did.
And she liked it, right?
Yes.
There you go.
Get 50% off of your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/HawkWolf.
That's both of us.
That's both of us.
That's pretty much half off, Tony.
Yeah. Plus you get free shipping.
Yeah.
Just go to farmersdog.com/HawkWolf to get 50% off.
There was this guy, Peter Brock, and he raced
I love
like
Brocky.
do you really know Brocky?
No. I
That's what they
I
do,
love
though.
the name. I love
Like,
the yes.
I'm hockey.
It's like Pauly Shore.
Brocky, yeah.
It's like Pauly Shore went
No,
to
no, but
Australia
that's
and
what
was
they-
like, hey,
that's-
we're going to do really cool like lingo.
We did the race. It's better than NASCAR because we go left and right and all around tracks. I'm sorry, NASCAR, but like I get it. You know, what I mean, it's good for commercials or whatever. But Australia, we actually race the entire time. Like we take a quick commercial break and then we get back to the races because we're actually racing. But Peter Brock at one point was so good that he had the window down and had his arm out.
Oh, that's sick.
And dusted fools with his arm out. And as Bogans, we were just like, Brocky is the sickest. He's got his arm out. He doesn't even care. He's so much better than everybody. So Holden gave him a car, the Brocky Special.
No way.
And the Brocky Special was like, the wheels sat out wider. And like, so it was like racing suspension, crazy engine, like a 450 level, like a Chevy kind of thing.
Oh my God.
So it was just super fast. And my dad had a Ute Peter Brock special, and he was like, yeah, you can drive it, and I didn't do well.
You did what you did to the
But
Jeep.
one time he raced the cops with his friend, allegedly drunk, but it was a long time ago.
Allegedly
When you could do that.
Your dad.
Yeah, and the cops. He lost the cops, so he waited for him, and then he raced him again, and then he got away again, and then he parked it in somebody's house.
My God.
So that because the cops were looking everywhere, so he parked it in someone's house and went to a strip club for a while. He was a champ.
Wow.
That's why it's hard for me to survive, man.
I was gonna say.
I was raised to be a complete dumbass.
Does this explain a lot? Are you getting it?
Thanks to this, I didn't swear.
No. I'm just saying you didn't swear. I'm just.
This makes sense.
This guy has influenced
Origin
me to
story
like
here.
I love this origin story.
be cool. You know what I mean? I've settled thanks to the Birdman. It's like maybe don't do
I don't
that.
know about thanks to me, but
Well, something part of you. There was a few people that were there, Ken Blocks and people like
True.
that. Like, hey man, maybe
settle down.
Come at it like this, and I'm like, no, I never thought of that. I just usually smash it and set it on fire. But he came back, and there was cops around it, and he's like, the cop goes, "Is this your car?" And my dad goes, "Nah." And he's like, "Oh yeah, so why are you walking around here at 3 o'clock in the morning?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just walking by." He's like, "What happened?" And he's like, "I'm just looking at it." He's like, "Look, I'm pretty sure it's your car. If you want to come to the police station, get your keys when you're sober up, I'll give them to you."
Wow.
Because that was like a different kind of time
Wow.
back then.
Wow.
Yeah, police,
Shout out to that cop.
yeah, police never really shot people when I was a bogan in Australia. Like,
I got
that's
one.
just how it is.
I got one too when I was driving to Taco Bell. I was pretty lit up, and I remember I like pulled the corner really quickly, right into a cop car. They stopped me immediately, and the guy, I definitely looked at me and was like,
Into it, like you hit it, or you
no,
were
no,
just-
like almost,
Oh,
like
right.
they were parked
Yeah.
doing something else. I came around that corner like someone was chasing me, and no one was. And that guy, he made me stop my engine. He looked at me and like did the light, and he's like,
Yeah.
"You going to Taco Bell?" He definitely was like, "Don't do that again."
Yeah, you gonna talk
I
about-
know why you're going to Taco Bell, and I know why you need that food so bad, and
Yeah.
why you're driving there like that.
Let's make sure you go straight from Taco Bell to home.
Exactly. And I was like, "Oh my God, thank you."
it goes such a long way when they do that.
Mm-hmm.
Not only have I learnt a lesson, but I'm not mad at you, and the next time I'm high, I'll get Postmates.
Exactly.
You know, because that police guy gave me a break. Versus just railing me and
Yeah.
doing like the most damage ever. Guy like me is like, right, next time I'll do it better.
You're saying
I'm
you're
walking.
gonna learn your lesson either way.
No,
Where they
no,
went-
no. I'm saying
Oh,
if
no.
you're mean, then I'm for sure gonna jump my car drunk like next week.
You're going to do it again.
Yeah, but if you're nice
After
to
I
me-
get out of jail tonight,
Yeah.
I'm going back
It's
to
on.
Taco Bell in my car
It's on.
without my license.
yeah, I'm setting up a jump and I'm jumping through the drive-through with my arm out the window,
In my Brocky.
just going for it.
I like how that's the horn sound.
I always,
Yes.
I didn't have the money when I was a little bogan, but if I could have got that horn installed in my car, I had a really bad car too. It was like a Valiant.
What's that one?
I don't know how you would. They don't have it here, but it's kind of man.
I think we have Valiant.
Do
You
we?
do?
Yeah.
It was a station wagon Valiant. I just had skate stickers from like head to
I
bottom
love
on it, and my
Maybe I
window,
just know it 'cause you
my
talked about
wiper
it.
broke. And it rains a lot in Melbourne, and I just had my wiper in the glove box.
No.
So when it would rain, I'd wind the window down and go like that. my
is
knuckles,
so good.
my knuckles would get so cold. But you got to see while you're driving. I'm like, man, my head is killing me. And then it also overheated all the time.
That
and
is incredible.
It was like.
Did you wear the cork hat too? But no,
See-
there's not a lot of flies in.
See, you're coming at me now, and I don't really appreciate
Sorry, that's
that.
my bad. I just love all the bogan stuff so
Yeah,
much.
That's not a bogan thing. That's like a
That's
bush.
not?
That's a bushman's thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
my
that's
bad.
like a thing that I don't know. That's like down by the billabong tree. That's like some 1940s.
Is that where Billabong comes from?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I didn't
man.
know that.
It's Australian.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Why did
we
I think
made
it was
it.
a San Diego company?
No, I mean it is now, but
It is.
I mean Tony Hawk ruined it.
You're killing him.
You knew that, right?
Billabong tree. Yeah, but it just caught me off guard.
There's a song.
God.
There's a
Yes.
song. Watch me at me Billy Boyle. You come a waltzing Matilda with me. And then
Yes.
he's talking about being under the billabong tree and stuff.
Yeah, that's why it got me. Oh
Did
my
not know
God.
that song.
All right.
It's a terrible
All
song.
right, all right, back to you.
Okay. We don't have to talk about me.
We should.
We should, since
Yeah.
you made the time to be here.
I mean, he only lives down
We-
the road. He
we
can
have
come
As I
back.
live down the
time.
road, I'm totally fine. You could have me sit here and I could listen to you guys talk.
You're gonna, but
No,
let's
let's-
talk about you just for a second.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in LA, born and raised,
Right.
like Culver City area.
Okay. And you said when we started that you skated in your youth.
Yep, massive Birdman fan.
Oh, thank you.
Do you remember me?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Doesn't mean he didn't know you. He just doesn't
No,
remember.
it's straight up. It means he doesn't know me.
Oh.
That's all right though.
I don't.
Would
I'm
it be
sorry.
better? Would it be better if he
If I lied?
knew you and forgot you,
No.
or is it better that he never knew you?
It's better that he never knew me.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, you're a DJ.
and then I didn't
don't
lie
care.
too. I could have been like, yeah, I know you, and then you could be like, yeah, really? Well, what about
No,
this?
he would have. He would
I
have.
know.
Would not have. I would not have. I don't care. I know nobody knows me. Every time the show's on, it's like, why is that dude there? Why is he talking so much? Well, too bad, man. I'm tied with the Birdman, so suck it. 52-year-old that did a backside 540. I'm the only
nice.
52-year-old that can
when
do a
we were young
backside 540.
festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that happened.
Oh, yeah. I saw the video of you with Feldman.
Yeah, doing Superman.
I met Feldman one time. Most intense man alive. I love him.
he did the
I
show.
love him so much. I got to sit in on like when he was doing the Blink with Skiba project before they got back together.
Oh wow.
But yeah, born and raised in LA. Used to skate at Courthouse, Beverly High. I think
So
it was like
G.
a 9 stair there or something like that.
Yep.
Did you ollie it?
No, I was the kid that didn't have the like not give a fuck attitude where like you have to have that if you're gonna
Did
jump
you break
anything.
your ankle?
No. Does it look like I did?
No, one point's like really badly out to the side.
Pigeon toed.
Are you?
No.
Wait, pigeon. No, one's like out like that.
Yeah, what's the other
I just
way?
thought maybe you broke it so
Duck
badly
foot.
that.
Duck foot? No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
just
No.
1 foot. Wait, you can make your feet
Dude,
go.
that's like a roller skate move right there.
Yeah. Did you roller skate?
No.
Did
Me,
you
a
just
little
do
bit.
a ballerina?
A little bit.
You
Okay,
did
so
roller
I
skate?
tried to skate. I
You went
couldn't.
from skateboarding to roller
So I-
skating?
Stop.
Rollerblading, okay?
Wait, you rollerbladed?
I had K2s.
What's a
Did
K2?
they go under? I don't think they're. Are they
Well,
still a
K2
company?
definitely is still a brand.
It's
but
still a
I'm gonna
brand.
do inline
No, that was like
skates.
for like rollerblade. I guess it was rollerblading, roller skating, whatever it is.
Oh, they're
And then
different.
I used to BMX too. I had like a dyno.
You did it all?
Yeah.
Do you ever ride moto?
No, I wanted to so badly. My parents were like, "No, absolutely not. We're not getting you a 250cc."
You
I also
knew-
probably
you knew what
wouldn't
you
have
wanted.
fit on it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we used to. Do you know the VA, over by like Brentwood area? That's this Veterans Association,
Yeah.
but like there's no one that walks around there ever, or at least when I was younger. But I lived in this place called Brentwood Glen, and they had a little pass that you could go there, and we would set up jumps and just BMX off of them.
Oh, that's
Somehow
sick.
never hurt ourselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my childhood, just like skating.
But you said you were filming skating too.
I did because I sucked so much. Like I could not even land a kickflip once. I don't think I've landed a kickflip once in my life.
It's
Not even on
overrated.
grass.
We can get you there.
I think I'm done with my skating career.
Sure you don't want to do it right now?
I don't know. You're showing us that ankle flexibility. I think
I
we
mean,
got
I could
it.
try. I can't get the flip right. I can't get the foot movement
It's
correct.
because you weren't listening to us.
I know. Well, I would always watch skate videos, and then I would go out and be like, "This is way harder than it looks on these videos."
What is your best trick that you've done on a skateboard?
I think it's the one where you flip it yourself and jump on. What? You know when you're like running?
Oh, like
and
you
flip
you
it.
just finger flip it.
Yeah, you finger
off,
flip it,
but,
so
but
it's
like standing.
It's a fake kickflip.
Right. So
You
like
just
a finger
finger
flip
flip.
boneless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Like finger flip caveman.
Huh? He doesn't know who I am, so
Finger
I
flip
say
cave.
that.
I know now he's
Yeah.
gonna hate me the whole
I
time.
don't you're good. Like if
No,
I was
I
going to
don't-
DJ and he helped me, nothing would happen. But if you helped me,
I could help you.
I would be making mad beats in a matter of seconds.
That's true.
So if you want to kickflip, it's pretty easy.
My friends were not Tony Hawk.
Right.
They sucked.
Right.
No, I loved them. They were good. They just weren't good
They just
teachers.
went good. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was your. I mean, I'm sure it had a lot of. It resonated to what you do now, and
Absolutely.
just the crew and the
Yeah.
culture and the.
The music, just everything. I mean, I think it's still one of the coolest things is that like the most influential brands for clothing are like all come from skate
True.
companies / surf companies. And that it just like continually keeps happening. Like my friend Ryan, He was a skater from Florida, and he made Rip and Dip, and now it's like a multi-million company that's like open in Japan and Brazil, and it's so cool to see that keep happening.
Jason,
Yeah.
did you find any subscriptions that you forgot about, or any that you paid for twice and you didn't realize it?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think more than I actually know.
Really? Because
Yeah.
Rocket Money can cancel those subscriptions for you.
Nah.
Yes.
Well,
That's
how do I
true.
do that? How do I call them? What do they do? How do they get me out of this nightmare?
Well, it's a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills.
I need my bills to be lower as well. This seems like a game changer for me, Toner.
You want to know more?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, Rocket Money has over 5 million users and helped to save its members an average of $720 a year. $720. See what they did there?
Oh,
They
God.
had me at $720.
Yeah, you
I came for $540, but I stayed for $720.
Oh. I almost want to pay extra for my app.
$500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/
Wolf.
what?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what's up, everybody. That's rocketmoney.com/wolf. After me, not this turd, me. rocketmoney.com/me, not me, wolf. Yeah.
And save an average of $720.
Okay.
I got the last word. What was your gateway to making music?
My friend Eamon, he would drive his shitty Jeep. We called it the Aminator, and like he would certain times it would just shut off and we would just roll and just try to see how far we could get before we had to park it. And he was really into dance music at the time, and there was this group Bloody Beetroots, and they had remixed Seek and Destroy by Metallica, and I was really into like Dillinger's Escape Plan, Blood Brothers, Slayer, and when I heard that, it like took the angst of being a teenager and like elevated it even more. So I was like, what the fuck is this? And then he started showing me more music, and I was like, holy crap, I love all this stuff. And I kept going and going, and then I heard this guy Rusko, and when I heard the like sounds he was making, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to try to go and make that sound.
So what was the first thing that you purchased to start making your own music? How does that go? Like, what is it? Turntables, or is it like you did it on a computer? What is the first
Computer.
So
So
first
it was a 17-inch MacBook Pro. My
Yeah.
grandma had given my brother and my cousin Kathy, she gave us all $10,000 and was like, you're old enough now, use this for whatever you want to get into.
Man, I would have partied so hard.
So I had a 17-inch MacBook, and I remember it was impossible to fit in a backpack.
Dude, so bad.
And I ended up bending the screen because I was putting it in precarious places and
Yeah.
whatever, and I just destroyed it.
I DJ'd with that thing in front of me. The 17-inch MacBook Pro.
Is that not cool?
No. There's old...
But isn't it
it's
cool
big.
because it's so not cool?
No.
Okay.
It looks so bad. When you pull that out, like, because...
Wait,
It
what
blocks you, right? It blocks
It
your
blocks
face and
everything. Yeah.
What
And
do you pull out now?
I just use USB. So, because most people would at the time were just either using turntables with records, or they were doing CDJs straight up with CDs that they burned.
Okay.
And then I was the person that had Serato, and Serato was really cool because you could bring your computer, plug it in, and you had all your music on your computer accessible on turntables.
Yeah.
Because it would just feed the music to those turntables, and you could cut.
So now you just have one little thing,
Yeah, one little USB.
and you
it's
plug
like
it into what?
into CDJs now.
It's
Which
more
aren't-
standardized now.
What's a CDJ?
Funny enough, not even a CDJ anymore because it doesn't take a CD. So it's just a DJ
J.
equipment thing.
What does it look like?
It's like it's a square box, and it has a little plate on top that you can move.
All right.
And that's like the jog wheel, so you can speed it up or slow it down, and then you can still cut with it if you want to.
Cut is like, when you say cut, that's like
Yeah, like-
scratchy things. Do you do scratchy things?
No,
Because that's
I
not,
tried.
It's over. Oh,
it's like my
you never got
kickflip.
into it.
No, it's like my kickflip. I was so obsessed
Yeah.
with it, but never got good at it.
It's the same with any sport. You got to know what you're good at,
Yeah.
and then you focus on those things. Like when I used to do demos with him, he would do a 540 in his first ride, and I'm a genius because I was like, that's my last ride. if I'm lucky, I'll do a 5 at the end of the demo and be like, thank you. And I'm like, this guy is just going to do this every time. And I was like, I got to do something that he won't do. And I was like, I'll jump off the rafter because he won't do that. And then when I did that, I not only did it like help me be like separate and get my respect, but the demo, It's like, why do you need another guy to do a crappy version of what he's doing?
Yeah.
It's like he's doing the tech stuff and he's doing the 5s and the 720s and 900s, and this dumbass is jumping off the rafters.
Yeah, watch what you wish for, because when he would show up somewhere, that's what people expected.
Yep.
And sometimes there were no rafters to be had, or
You had to make
they
them.
were way too high.
Yeah, there would be people that would go, Ellis, man, stoked. We got this sick thing that you can jump off over here. And I'm like,
We got a crane.
Into-
We're in the corner.
and then
God.
the ramp is like at one point, I don't know what skate park it was, but they were like, jump off the rafter. And I'm like, there's no skate park under it. And they were like, we'll put a quarter pipe there and you can jump into that.
I know. Did that
And I was
really
just
happen?
dropping into a quarter pipe and just shoulder blocking the
Oh my
flat over and
God.
over again. You can do it, Ellis. That was the other thing. Like, if I didn't make it and I slammed,
It was even better.
me going back up, people
Oh
be
my
like,
God.
respect, dude, you gotta do it this time. And I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, man, but that really hurt. I don't feel that good about it. And then I would do like multiple ones and then get back in the bus and be like either failed, or if I made it, I would still be so wrecked.
Oh my
that
God, your shoulder.
there was a couple of times where I jumped off something in Vegas where I had no elbow pads on, and I just kept whipping out and landing on that elbow. And then, like, I think it was like 15 to 17 tries.
Oh my God.
And there was some Kerry Hart was there, and I don't think I'd skated in front of Kerry Hart, and he's a moto dude that I always made fun of because he made the backflip, but he fell off when he made it, so he didn't really make it. I don't know how you claim that you made the backflip. I guess in moto, as long as you land on the seat for 3 seconds, it counts. That's just for you, buddy. But the last one, I landed, and it popped because it was getting
Just like turned
slow
into a...
boat, yeah,
oh
the
my
burst off.
God, yeah.
sack.
But it popped, and blood just dragged across the
It
ramp.
actually, like, I popped my bursa on my hip, and it was such a relief.
Right.
I know it's a bad
Really?
thing in
But
general.
but for a second, the pressure goes away.
All the
yeah.
pressure is just in pinpointed one place.
Yeah.
There's actually a video of me with, like, my hip. It looks like this, and then I fell, and it was like, and it just sort of dissipated everywhere, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, thank you.
See, he doesn't look like he's a tough guy, but he's very tough. Because that is disgusting, dude.
Yeah, man. I was about to say earlier, you do not look like a tough guy.
You're a secret badass.
I'm
I'll take what I can get.
You should see it sometimes when skateboarding doesn't work out for him and he gets angry, everybody at the ramp is scared.
Really?
He won't admit it, but yep. Even me, because I'm the toughest guy in skateboarding easily. And I'm just saying it. But when he gets mad,
I
I'm
believe
like,
it.
oh, I don't want to say.
you still
do.
skate every day?
I get furious. I try to, yeah.
I don't skate as much.
No?
I live up here, so when I go to his ramp, that's when I skate.
Yeah.
So it's not as anywhere
You
near.
usually
as
find me there
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's
he's
awesome.
there a lot.
if I'm home.
I wish I still skated. I feel like I'm more sedentary now with my job.
What's that word
description.
mean?
That's like, I mean,
Chilling.
I'm sitting and like making
Not doing active
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
making music on a computer. Like you can't really have a active lifestyle while you're doing that.
How many hours a day are you doing that?
I mean, you got to do it really consistently. Like
Why do you
know.
have? Because you're
Just
just
make sure you're not
you got to
falling
keep
behind.
evolving, or
Yeah, you got to keep evolving. Make
because
sure you're,
everyone's
like,
adding new stuff all the time, and if you don't
Yeah.
know, then you're all of a sudden you're out.
and that's just technology, just continually getting crazier and crazier.
So what you were using a year ago is nothing what you're using now.
I mean, I'm still using the program that I produce in is Ableton, but all the virtual instruments change, and so they're a bit different, but they're mostly all the same. But some of the things that you can do in them now, like now you can take a photo file and you can make a synth from it. Like
What?
it can basically read the photo and turn it into a wavetable.
What's this thing where I saw you DJing and people hold their phone up at you, and one guy had the top of his forehead
Yeah.
in front of his forehead, so it was just like here's two of my foreheads kind of thing, but. It looked like when I saw that you were like, this guy just has his forehead,
Yeah.
and you were laughing at him. But there were several other people.
Is that your thing?
No.
What is that?
Oh,
what
Just
are
some
they
kids
doing?
had that. They just had their foreheads over their foreheads on a phone.
Are there other things that they put on there?
I've done, man, like there's been just weird stuff, and I think I'm very much like you in terms of what lane I've created for myself in music. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, some kid passed me a USB one time and it had a fart with reverb on it, and I played it, and then
Yeah.
now more people ask for farts.
I've done that on my
sets.
show a bunch of times.
Wait, so
I
he
invented
passes
the
you that.
aqua
Wait,
fart.
take me through it though. He passes you that. You're doing a set,
Yeah.
and did you play it beforehand? Like,
So
okay,
I loaded up
I got this.
so I loaded up his USB, and there
You
was
figured out what it was before you actually put it out on the.
Yeah,
on the
well,
sound
when
system.
you load it up on the USB, it literally shows like what songs are on the USB, and the only thing that was on there was "fart with reverb." .wave.
Okay, so it said that.
So he knew what he was doing. So
Yeah.
he gave it to me, and then I saw it, and I was like, "Well, I gotta play it."
Yeah.
So I played it, and
Yeah, that's so
But you
fun.
mixed it into something.
yeah, like on the drop of something, I just cued it.
So good.
That's pretty
See, I
sick.
did that on the radio. I made had a contest like best farts, and then I invented screaming farts. And I was like, send me your best screaming farts, which means you scream at the top of your lungs and fart at the same time. Because when I used to be married, I used to try to do this thing where I'd be like, oh man, and I'd fart at the same time. And I never got away with it, but I was like, it's kind of funny.
I was gonna say what, like the outburst. What else could it
Yeah,
be?
and I never had a good reason for the app. Like, oh, my foot! I would just go, oh wow, and fart, and my ex would be like,
That's so
I
lame.
heard it. But then I was like, what about if somebody sent in screaming farts? There was a couple that were like, there was a guy in a truck with his kid in the passenger seat, and he screamed like Slayer, like wow, and farted, and his kid was like, what the hell, Dad? It was like,
Oh, he's
super-
sending you on video.
Yeah, he sent me on video. But then we had to evolve, keep it going, and then I was like, what about aqua farts? So then it was like people send in your farts
Farts
in
from-
bathtubs or
Wow.
the bait.
Look at hey, a whole new library
It's a
of
whole
sounds
yeah.
here.
It
pour
is.
a bottle of water.
Take note. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You can make a synth
Yeah.
out of a fart. It's pretty easy.
The end of it where I was like, there's no further that I can go with farts, but pour water on your back so it rolls down to your butthole.
For
And
bubbles.
just fart the
That's so lame.
No way, dude. It was a very funny video. Yeah.
Oh, it's on video.
Oh,
I
yeah.
keep thinking they're just sounds.
No way. Yeah. I mean, on the radio, it was just a sound, but I saw the video and it was funny.
Okay, fair enough. I was just thinking you're going through all of this just to get the sound, and that's very
Dude, the
extravagant to
funniest
get
thing
some water there. For
That's a
sound.
lot.
It
It's
was
a
the
lot,
radio, and Sirius XM were like, I would be like, hey man, videos, like YouTube, and they're like, nah, we're not doing that.
We're strictly audio.
But people love just the audio and then the reactions of us watching the video.
yeah.
That was as close as we could get. Also now, like, pretty sure some of those videos I saw, you wouldn't be posting that on YouTube. That'd be a wrap.
No.
Yeah. But
But I love that you were game for it.
Oh yeah. I'm like there was another thing that used to happen where people were bringing vegetables for me to sign, which is so funny because if you're
So that's
signing
what I mean. Is that specific to you then,
well
or did it become specific to you?
It became well, I mean no one else was doing it.
How did
I
that
guess
start?
not.
There's some person had a cucumber
Of course.
and I have a residency in Vegas at the Wynn, and so I don't know how that was the thing that was most mind blowing. So I told my my
did I get
photographer, I was like, how the did a cucumber get in here? Like, who brought this in? It had to be hidden somewhere.
Yeah, and how do they smuggle it?
Yeah.
Just put it in your pants.
That's what the joke is.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, there's also other places that it could have been put. I don't know who
Right.
brought it in.
That'd be harder to. It's more of a challenge. Anyway.
To walk normal.
That's the tough part of that.
Yeah.
Got it.
So yeah, I mean, I don't care where it was hidden. So I signed it, and then from that, people started bringing in like gourds and
What's a gourd?
it's like a
They're like those things.
it looks like an eggplant, but it's not.
How the hell
they're
do you bring it?
they look like pumpkins, like distorted pumpkins.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
How the hell do you bring that in?
I don't know. And that was the other thing that was
Does
just
the
so
wind
funny about it.
allow you to bring pumpkins?
No.
in? I would assume
No.
so. Yeah, all right. Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
That one wasn't at. That one was. I think the cucumber was the only one that made it in the Win. And then someone
Okay.
brought breadsticks one time. But
Right.
the funniest thing is that all these things expire, and you have to throw them away. So you
Not
get the signature
necessarily.
for like a bit,
You
and
can-
then you have to go and hopefully get
I
another
feel like
one.
gourds don't expire, do
You
they?
can put some
Those
resin on
things
it.
are like
You can put resin on it.
Like,
I don't
it
think
lasts
forever.
when
I
you
don't
have,
think
like-
any of those kids were putting resin on the cucumber. Did get destroyed afterwards, and
Right.
some girl was using it for something
A
else.
friend of mine had a shark
in the
on the
video.
wall in a tattoo shop, and it was like somebody made it where they resined it or whatever. But after like a year or two, the actual fish like got through the resin and it started to really stink
Oh, I can imagine.
because they didn't do like the correct thing
correct
that you would
resining.
do. No, what is it called when you stuff a dog or
do
whatever?
you know what Miles taxidermy?
Yeah, taxidermy.
Miles gave me and Riley taxidermy hawks for Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
They didn't make them themselves.
No, he bought it. He bought it
That's
from
awesome.
Russia or something.
Yeah, because that seems
They're
like the only
so
place.
sick.
That's the only place you can
It's
find
not
it.
that-
So sick.
it's
Yeah,
actually-
my stepson. That's what he gave my oldest son and me for Christmas.
That's so awesome.
Taxidermy hawks. Yeah.
I want one.
I'll
Good
ask
luck.
him where he got it.
Please
Set
don't.
you up.
Was it in Russia?
He said it was somewhere Yeah, it was like Ukraine or Russia.
I feel like you can't get that.
It
here,
came in a
right?
crazy crate.
I think you're supposed to be nice to hawks. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can get a hawk taxidermy here. Maybe you can.
Did I just overstep some boundaries?
I'm
I'm just the recipient. I didn't put it in motion.
Freaking murderer. It's a class. That's a glorious
Miles,
creature.
That's a
Miles, take that
glorious
up with
creature.
the
If you
animal
found it on the
control.
road, that's okay. But don't shoot it to resonate. To taxidermy it. Sorry, that's not a word.
Yeah, it doesn't look shot. I don't know.
Maybe you had a heart attack. And
It could. That's what I was thinking. Like,
Yes,
there
it
probably
definitely-
is taxidermy hawks here.
Let me
and-
disclaim: it definitely died of natural causes.
right? Yep.
Yeah.
And they found it right then.
They found it and they stuffed it.
and then they stuffed it. Yeah, that's how it went down.
I've always wanted a stuffed minotaur.
Now
but
it's on my wall.
They're not real.
Wait,
That one you wouldn't get in trouble with because no one could prove it was a real thing.
Or that I killed it.
yeah,
But that would be badass.
that would be badass to see on your mantelpiece.
I've always wanted to be a minotaur.
Who doesn't want to be a minotaur?
Right?
How fast would you be?
I kind of really like human bodies with animal heads.
That's the horse with the human
Nah.
torso, right?
Oh, that's what I thought.
Nah.
Yeah, a minotaur,
Nah.
right?
Minotaur is like a big man with like a buffalo's head on. I could
No,
be-
okay,
Yeah.
now I know what you're talking about.
Is it a
What's the-
minotaur?
What's the horse dude then?
The horse dude, I guess, is.
Horse dude's like the Old
Now I know
Spice.
what you're talking about,
You're
'cause
talking about Old
it-
Spice.
Centaur. Centaur?
Yeah.
Centaur, yeah.
See, Minotaur.
Dude,
I'm
watch
right,
out.
right?
We wanted to be
Minotaur.
centaurs.
Greek-
I am. Nobody
Greek
in there knows
mythology
what-
major
Greek
here.
mythology.
If your kids are listening, a stuffed Minotaur. Thank you.
Now you're gonna get a bunch of stuffed minotaurs.
That would be badass.
You're
I would
going
make
to.
a stuffed Minotaur room.
I wanted to ask you about the Bobby Lee video because I just saw it.
Yes.
And I have a funny story about that. But what is the whole NPC angle on that?
Well, I mean, I think it's so crazy that the NPC thing on TikTok is a thing. Have you seen it at all?
No.
So I don't know who the originator is.
But people are
there's
just
this
acting
girl-
like
yeah,
they're
and they're like,
NPCs? Okay, you know
thank you
what
for the
NPC is?
roses. Thank you for the roses.
It's a non-playable character in a video game. So it's just a character that like will give you information or something, but they're
Okay,
usually just
yeah,
stuck
yeah.
in one
Yeah,
place
they're
or
in
doing
your
the
game.
same routine.
Yep.
But now on TikTok, people go live and they pretend to be NPCs, and then they want the people that are watching them to give them gifts, and then when they get gifts, they'll like stutter. 'Cause you know, in a game when you like ask a question to an
Yeah.
NPC too many times, they'll just give you the same answer.
Oh, okay.
So then real people are like pretending to do this.
And then they're getting stuff sent to them?
Yeah, there's a girl that's like making $40,000 a month or
I'm
something.
going to be
like
one
that.
of those things. That's my next career for sure.
This is the downfall of society.
I can do that.
And you have more stories though than
Oh, you don't get to talk.
NPCs.
He's
No.
gonna be an NPC for a second. He's like,
No, because
well, this
you have to
reminds me of
repeat.
the one
NPCs
time.
are just on repeat.
Oh, okay.
NPCs are just on repeat.
I'll just tell the same story over and over again.
That would-
That's me drunk.
You could do
Kinda,
that.
yeah. But now it makes sense because we were coming. Sorry, I have to get through the story because it's
No,
pretty
do
funny.
it.
But
You got this.
we just came back from a family vacation last week, and when we landed, we were at the airport. I had to get someone's attention, like the baggage guy, and I'm like, "Yo!" And then we did something else, and then we're leaving, and one of my son Keegan, he's like, "Man, it was fun there, but I'm, can't wait to get back to Cane's." Because he loves Cane's. All right. They all love Cane's.
What's Cane's?
It's a
Cane's is
fried
the
chicken.
chicken-
Oh, yeah, and he mentioned it yesterday. It's got chicken tenders there. Or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. They love it. They
I mean, the
loved it for a
sauce
while.
there is insane.
Yeah,
it's
Birdhouse
so-
crew
it's
loves it.
so
People
The
good.
love
dipping
it.
sauce?
The dipping sauce is insane.
Man, you
But then
guys
our other son,
Need a green
my
drink or
other
something.
stepson is like, "Oh yeah, Cane's is bussin'," and
what? It's bussin'?
I heard him say Cane's is busted. So I'm thinking that they're contradicting
sucks.
each other,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So it's like, I can't wait to get Cane's. Cane's is busted. I was like, "You say Cane's is busted?" He's like, "No, Cane's is bussin'," and I was like, "Cane's is bussin'?"
Yeah, what's
And
up? How you
the
bussin'?
entire car explodes in laughter because I just said something that's how they speak.
Yeah.
Right. And now I'm like in or trying to be in.
Right.
And then they all are like, Tony's an NPC.
Tony's.
Oh.
Damn.
Because like I got someone's attention. Yo. And then I get in the car and I'm like, Cane's is bussin'? And like I'm just on repeat somehow.
Yeah.
And now they like whatever I say now. It's like Toner's NPC.
Man. They just put you in there.
My stepkids call me Toner.
Oh my
What's that?
god.
Oh, yeah. Well, I do now.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's a great nickname.
But I'll never.
You
like,
gotta say it slow.
I seriously
Toner.
could. I was like, "What's happening? Like, why are they all laughing hysterically?"
Yeah.
And then they tell my daughter, who was not in the car, she starts laughing hysterically
Right,
at the story.
Yeah, because you're that bad.
That's
You don't
so-
Can't
know anything.
believe you didn't know what bussin' was.
What is? But
Do you know bussin?
Yeah, how
Okay,
do
so
you get
you're
bussin'?
you're
I
a
understand.
generation before us,
It's
Yeah.
like busting out, right?
or after us.
Bussin' is like
Is that in your
like,
vernacular?
So good. No, I don't use that.
So you're
I
older
stick
than
to-
that.
I stick to
You don't
like
do lit, do you?
no, that
Do you
kind of
do
died.
fire?
I think I do fire.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Miles does fire.
My daughter
Yeah.
says fire. Yeah.
Fire. The homies thing that you guys were talking about earlier, I think I still say that too.
Yeah.
That was a 90s thing.
Yeah.
as
What
well.
is the crossover? That's what I want to know. Like, what is the crossover vernacular here?
I don't think I don't use any of it because I feel like if I do, I'm just that guy that's like, hey guys, isn't that bussin'?
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
And then
I
you're
can't
like,
do it. It's too late.
You're a narc.
I did throw it out there the other day just to mess with them. Like, that is busting. Like, no, you can't so start.
No. But see, I think that you can use it, and it will automatically be implied as funny, and not as if you're trying to be
Sure,
a
well,
part
it's
of it.
just certainly in my household, yes.
Yeah.
No, everywhere.
No, I think you could use it everywhere,
yeah?
and people would
Yeah.
be like, dude,
if you
don't-
did busting
I
right
won't,
now
I'm
and didn't
not.
tell me that story,
I'll
I'd be like,
spare
what is
everyone.
wrong with you? Do
I
not-
want you to
But
help
I
me
love-
using that all the time.
But to go back to your video, the NPC thing is so funny because you and Bobby Lee, and then you have
He
people
really
animate
farted, by
it.
the way. There's a part in the
He's good
video
at
where he
that.
like sits down and he tries to fart, and he ripped one in my living room. And I thought he shit his
That's
pants.
on brand.
Yeah,
That's on
very
brand,
on brand.
Oh, mate, Jason Ellis here from Hawk vs. Wolf talking about good sunglasses. You got friends that get expensive sunglasses. Every time I get a pair of expensive sunglasses, one of my friends sits on them. And I can't get mad because, I put them on the couch. And I don't really want to buy another pair of expensive sunglasses after I break them. Or I lose them. Or I go to a party and put them on a table and no, I can't use the word, but somebody will take them because they know they're really cool. What about sunglasses that are $25 and they got polarizing, they got like all the things that you need in a sunglass, and they look cool and they don't break your bank? $25 for sunglasses, man. I'm not sure I care what they look like for $25, but these are actually decent. They feel good. They look good on your head, and they're comfortable. And they're $25. Okay, listen to this. If you go to goodr.com/wolf and use the code WOLF, mainly me, based on me because I'm the best part of Hawk vs. Wolf, you get free shipping. GoodR offers 30-day money-back guarantee, 100% satisfaction. Find a pair at goodr.com. I just spat all over the microphone. goodr.com/wolf. Use the code WOLF and get free shipping. Yes. That's when
I just got 2 years sober. Well, I'm not in the program. So want to put that out there.
I've
'Cause
got
a lot of people are
51 days.
nice, dude. It starts somewhere.
Right.
I've done the program before, but
Yeah.
yeah, 2 years now. Hangover is just awful.
Yeah, and when you're in like your line of work, and you, as you say, like you got to be on there all the time to stay up to date. To me, it was like I'm trying to be a stand-up comedian, and I've been a pro skateboarder, I've been a pro fighter, and I'm like, you don't get to be real good by just like cruising.
Yeah.
It's got to be like obsession and go all day nonstop, and then you end up like having something someone else doesn't have because you spent more time at it.
Exactly.
Like I see people skate that were not that good that turned into legends, and it's because they lived there.
Yeah.
And then when they left the ramp, they were thinking about going back there.
But what
that's
you
how
do,
it goes.
But what you do is the party.
Yeah.
So that must
but
be much different. That must be a bigger challenge, though. You know
You
what I
got
mean? Like
on
what do you do?
acid on your hat.
Yeah.
And you say you like take acid in some of your videos.
I just saw
on
that video
Instagram and
too.
stuff.
I think I've done acid one time.
You would love that
So-
video. He
so
made
what-
he made a video called "LA on Acid."
So what's up? What's up with your acid?
When I used to drink, I got really drunk one time, and my friend knew that he could get me to do acid.
Yeah.
And it was the lamest acid trip ever. We went back to his house and we watched Marie Antoinette.
Why
and
would you do
stared
that?
stared at his ceiling light, and I was like, "That is the sickest tit, dude. If that was a real tit." And then I remember halfway through the trip, I was like, "All right, man, I'm gonna go home." And he's like, "How? You didn't drive here, and you're still on acid?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, all right." And just sat back down and just didn't do anything.
Wait, you saw a light that looked like a boobie, and you were
Yeah.
just pumped on it for being a tit?
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, that's not.
It was so lame.
Yeah, that's not a great night.
No.
You didn't see a real one. You
I
saw
like
a
your
light.
critique.
a
Your
fake
critique
one.
of his experience.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
man,
that's so lame.
It is.
there's so many better titties out there than that.
Oh
I know.
my
We could have gone
God.
online and actually looked at real ones, but we were looking
Yeah.
at the ceiling.
I mean, you're a famous DJ. You could have got a real one in your hand.
At that time, I was not.
Right.
I was still just roaming around the streets, looking for parties.
But what I'm saying is when you're sober and you're DJing these events that are obviously the party, the most anti-sober, but
they are
generally anti-sober events.
Yeah.
How did your perspective change when you started doing it?
So
sobriety.
When I first the reason I wanted to be sober, it was drinking was like, when I was 21, it was so fun. And in my 20s, it would always get to this really fun point. And then in my 30s and late 30s, it was like, it just started. I would either get too drunk and want to fall asleep, or I wouldn't get that drunk and I would have the worst hangover ever. So I was like, hey, this year I'm just going to be sober. I was going on tour and I was bringing my trainer so I could actually try to get abs, which I've never had in my entire life. Still haven't.
I can get you those.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would.
He could get you the kickflip. I'll get you abs.
Yes. Okay, perfect. See, it was
We're the one-stop shop here.
Yeah. Abs and a kickflip. But so on tour, the thing that I noticed was as I was DJing sober, I would continually get better at like being on the mic, just being more comfortable in my own skin. And if I ever drank, I would kind of reset back to that beginning point and have to restart. So I was like, all right, I'm going to just keep going and see how much more comfortable I can get. And if I'm going to get better at DJing. And of course I did. So it just like, it kind of just kept being like, all right, I'll go another month. I'll go another month. And then after that, I was like, I don't really want to ever drink again.
So your passion for DJing erased it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that was.
But then also, as you're sober and you're in those nightclubs, you just start to realize how many questions get asked over and over again from drunk people.
Yes.
Oh,
it's
right.
so wild.
Right.
Like, you get the same question 5 times. Even if you say, like, yo, you asked me that again, they'll come back.
Yeah.
And like, and you're like, shut up.
Yeah.
Please.
You're nowhere near as much fun as you think you are, dude.
Yeah.
Trust me. Yeah.
That made me think about when I was drinking. I was like, holy shit, I was that guy.
But you're in the pocket, so no one is seeing it from your perspective now.
Yeah.
You're right there in line with the vibe.
Yeah.
But same thing, like if I go to a big skate event and they have an after party, I can't go there because Bones Brigade, dude.
Yeah.
Bones Brigade.
I can imagine.
People that were
They
going to
just
say
keep coming back up.
Like,
Bones Brigade.
dude.
people that were going to say
Bones
something
Brigade?
stupid when they see his head,
God, I
it's like
can
turned
imagine.
up to 11. They just go full dumb, like just like duh.
No,
animal chin, bro.
there are-
woo!
And there are genuine interactions and fun experiences.
Absolutely.
But generally, the drunker and the louder people end up kind of overpowering it, and it's really
Of course,
hard.
because there's no inhibition,
There's
so
no
they
filter,
don't know
yeah.
what they're doing. They don't know that they're boxing out other people. They're like, hey, I love you, thank you, and that's
Okay, but
it.
Yeah.
You just said into your late 30s. Are you 40?
I'm
in your
36.
40s? Okay.
Sorry,
Right.
I just passed 35. That's late.
No, I was gonna say if you're in your 40s, you look like that. Like, give us your secret.
My dad's an alternative medicines doctor, so I take tons of vitamins. And you should see my mom. My dad, like, my dad also looks super young. It's crazy, but he like, when I was growing up, I took like sun chlorella every day, which is like spirulina, broccoli powder pills.
Yeah.
So yeah,
How come we don't have abs?
Taco Bell.
Right.
That's
There's the answer. Yeah.
Driving
We
into Taco
don't-
Bell. Running
Bell-
into cops at
Taco
Taco
Bell
Bell
and
at 2
Pizookie.
a.m.
we do not need to discuss this
Yeah.
anymore. Oh, that was the other.
Where your abs,
DJs,
sir?
Yeah, I don't have
Late
them yet.
night people, after they go out, they eat before they go to bed. And your
Yeah,
body,
yeah.
if you eat at 2 a.m, you don't break it down.
That's the one thing I haven't given up.
Yeah, but I get
end
your
at 3
lifestyle.
a.m. Yeah.
You end your job at like some ridiculous time,
3 a.m.
and you haven't eaten the whole time you were working.
Yeah.
Like if you don't eat, like it's kind of like torture.
It's hard to come down from the shows afterwards. Like Vegas, I'll rip through my mini bar. It's also paid for, so I'm like, I need to eat this.
Are you more focused on doing live shows or putting out music?
It goes back and forth because there's certain times where like you've put out a lot of music and you're just kind of sick of being in the studio and you just want to go and play all that new music. Then you get sick of all the new music. Then you want to go back and make more. And so it's like this ebb and flow of making and
How's
and
the
DJing.
timeline on that? Like how many months or weeks or years or?
It depends. Like there could be a song that you make in a day and it's just that good. And then there's songs where you can just toil on them for ages.
Do you like to release more like a collection, like an album, or do you like to release singles? one at a time.
I think more so singles. I just released an album, and that was super fun to do. But I think singles, especially with just how people ingest music right now on
want
Spotify.
new stuff. Yeah,
there's just so much stuff for people to go through, and it's hard to look at an album, even for myself now, because I mean I come from going to Virgin Records and just like looking at. I remember I bought a Jack Johnson CD by accident just because I thought the cover looked good.
Yeah,
and I put it on in my car, and I was like, this sucks.
Yeah,
turned it off.
Good call.
If anyone likes Jack Johnson, I'm sorry. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And then he got big, and I was like, oh, I had that guy's CD one time. That was cool.
Each to their own, you know?
To each their own.
Yeah,
if you're trying to chill.
He's a far cry from Dillinger's Escape Plan.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah,
I was very much like, I wanted to rage.
It's a different,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great
Do you know Dillinger?
Oh,
Escape
yeah.
Plan? Yeah.
No, they're like one of the only, like, to me, newer metal bands that I was like, oh, wow, they're doing their own thing because it's so hard. You know, you got power chords, you know, and like AC/DC and Metallica and all these people that Ozzy, they kind of took all the greatest basic power chords, and Dillinger was just like so tech.
They're like the only band that really did a good cover of Resnos too. So.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Nine Inch Nails.
That's pretty sick. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh wow, I got to listen to that.
They toured with Nine Inch Nails. I'm super nerd, so they toured with Nine Inch Nails. Actually, in Australia.
I didn't know that they did that.
Yeah.
I saw them at the what was it? The El Rey. I think they were playing before the Blood Brothers or something like that. But man, I was obsessed with the Blood Brothers. I used to go to every single one of their concerts and pit. Funny story. There was this girl that was into the Blood Brothers. I wasn't even into any of that style of music yet. I think I was just listening to like, you know, probably
Jack Johnson?
Jack Johnson. Yeah.
Without knowing it.
Without knowing I was listening to Jack Johnson. But my friend Dean, he's like, yo, you should come to this Blood Brothers show. I'm going with her, and like you can talk to her. And then they ended up hooking up at the show, and I'm just standing there like watching the band, and I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah. And then I just started like bouncing around, and then I went in the pit, and I was like, I'm going to every one of their shows. And then I just had a deep dive into like I started listening to like crazy weird. Have you ever heard of this band called X Models? It's the most experimental. Like there's a 30-second song that's just like that's actually what it sounds like. I'm not even kidding. Of
They're
the guitar.
beat booping all over. The
Yeah,
place,
they were beat booping.
Right.
With reverb.
Right.
For
That would have fit in
reverb
there.
that way.
Yeah.
30-second songs.
That was their 5-second song.
That's pretty lazy.
Yeah. The funniest thing about I still have it, and I'll still play it. And the funniest thing with it is it cuts off too soon. So like the reverb sounds for a bit, and then all of a sudden it's just dead silent. So it's really funny to end my sets with it, which I do.
Yeah, I think that's all. That makes like because like you know people love your music, but having fun.
I love having fun.
Yeah,
I think that
like,
comes from like the just being a crazy kid when I was growing up. We did
it goes
horrible
such a long
things.
way, man. Like to enjoy your music and get a laugh. It's
Yeah.
like and everybody else is in on it. It feels good. To
Yeah,
be
it
a part
does.
of that. Yeah.
I love making people laugh.
I made a movie once where I had a
I do.
Like I had a bunch of famous people in it. Tony was in it. It was like called The Woodsman. It was like a maniac in Australia.
Isn't that?
He had a huge. No, it was
Isn't that
before,
Justin
it was
Timberlake's
before
album?
that, but because my movie was so insignificant, they didn't know. But he had a huge boner and a snake coming out of his butt, and he murdered all these American tourists. Yeah. I cut off guys' arms.
No, that's the tip of the iceberg.
It is, but
Yeah.
I did
I hope
have,
through that this becomes like massive on iTunes
It
movies.
won't. Everybody that watches it, there's like 2 parts on YouTube, and the first part there's a lot of views, and the second part of the movie, and people were like, I don't need to see the second part of this movie. But I had Benji Madden is a good friend of mine, and he was in
nice.
it, and he's just in the forest. These girls are running away, and there's Benji sitting on a tree, and he's like, yes, I just like to sit sometimes. You know, he just riffed on like being over the top Benji.
Yeah.
The Woodsman on YouTube.
Go home and-
I dare you, people. I dare you. I really don't.
We dare you.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I want it to become #1 on iTunes
Yeah, so I don't know if
or YouTube.
I don't know if I
wherever
wanna-
this exists.
I want to be successful, but I don't know if I want to be that successful. Like for that,
I mean, why not?
Yeah,
You know
I mean,
what?
do you want
Do you
your
remember-
first?
do you
Do you
remember
want
the-
your first song to
do you
be
remember
the
The
one
Room?
that is the most successful?
That's true. You're right. You're right. Well, I don't know. You can parlay off that.
I mean, the
Anyone
budget for
can
the
parlay off of
movie.
anything now.
The budget for the movie was like $3,000.
Oh wow.
But we had people like I had a guy that had the slow-mo camera, like super expensive camera and he was filming something. He's like, I can use this camera if you want to do some stuff. And I was like, okay. So it was like little connect, like you're not going to get Tony Hawk in a car with a fake mustache and an Australian hat on going, oh, mate, watch out for the woodsman. He's got a huge boner. Like, no one's going to get Tony Hawk to say that, but I did.
You did it.
Yeah, so there was like little things in there where...
Look, do you guys remember The Room?
Where'd you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that could be your room. And they made a motion picture after that.
True.
Yeah.
That's
And you know what? If I
got
got the budget to make a motion picture, the same thing would happen. It would
You
be
know what
the
would be
worst movie
more
ever.
interesting than The Woodsman? No offense.
Everything. No, I'm okay.
No, but if it did go viral somehow, and then there was a making of,
Yes.
that would be the thing to watch.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, 'cause
how the
that's-
hell did you get away with this?
That's what they did
And
with
get
The
people
Room,
to do
right?
this. Yes.
Which would be amazing.
We had a real kangaroo. We were going to fight in the movie.
No way.
And the day we went to go to this park that had a cave to film the real kangaroo, they were filming like Mega Shark or something in there. Like a real movie was there. Like we didn't have any.
they took the
we had
location.
no.
Yeah, I remember
legal.
driving out to.
Yeah, I
like-
made him drive to like
Covina
the
or
mountains
something.
of
Yeah.
hell, and he's like walking up like
I live in
some.
San Diego.
That is a long drive.
Yeah, and he had to tell some porn star about this maniac that has
With
a
a
huge
boner.
boner. I don't know about you, but I'm not going out like that. He did a spot-on Australian accent.
Love that.
Spot
I'm
on.
going to watch this.
I know. I hate that we're forcing people to go look it up right now.
I'm going to.
You won't watch the second part.
Let's just say that I didn't
might.
have any. I didn't see the whole script. I just saw my part. I did
And you
my
were like,
part.
yeah.
Yeah, we cut.
Did my job.
We made him do mellows. You know what I mean? He just had to be Australian and say the word boner. He didn't have to witness any of
Boner.
that. Yeah.
Boner.
Yeah, there you go.
You're a sick cunt.
You know
You're
what?
not supposed to.
Ooh.
He's been to Australia. I know.
right,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
But it's a podcast.
You know, if you
Oh, my
want,
bad.
if you want, you could redo those scenes, and you can take my place
I'll do it.
in the YouTube cut.
Reshoot.
I'm
it.
totally
Man, the
happy,
lighting's
'cause
on.
Your Aussie accent sounds way better than mine, so
If this show gets bigger, the Woodsman 2 could happen.
I defer to you.
I'll do it.
All right.
Spoiler
Watch out for
alert,
the
the Woodsman
boner.
doesn't die, so he could be back.
You left it open-ended.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I
No,
like
I
that.
felt potential, but in the end, because the kangaroo we couldn't fight the kangaroo that day.
So did you actually? I
That's what
can't
it
believe I'm
had.
entertaining this, but did you actually have the kangaroo with you, like going towards?
yeah,
the cave that day?
it was in like a pet bus or whatever, and then when it was on its way, someone had to call and say, "Don't worry about it, we can't shoot it." And
Oh,
then,
so you never even got
yeah,
to.
because the next day we wanted to film it and bring the kangaroo back, and they were like, "Dude, that was a one time. This was already crazy."
Wait, so were you actually going to fight a kangaroo?
yeah, but not real fight, like just
But how?
play with him.
Not a real fight.
I had a fight with a crocodile in the movie.
Oh my god.
My friend Donald Schultz, South African guy, he was a crazy guy. At one point, I think in a mall, he slept for like 2 days with like hundreds of poisonous snakes, like in a
my God.
plexiglass thing or something. Like maniac. He lives in Africa now, but he had connections where he could get real animals. There was a scene at the very start of the movie. It's this adult entertainer, Joanna Angel. She's a really nice person, and she was nice enough to be in the movie, and she's on a beach, and there's a crocodile in the water, and it's like, whoa, there's a crocodile, and she's like acting like, I don't know, and then all of a sudden in the background behind Joanna is the woodsman, and that's me. I got a huge boner and a snake in my butt, and I come sprinting at her, and it's like, oh my God, the woodsman's going to kill Joanna, but
No.
nah, mate. He jumps in the water and has a real fight with a real crocodile.
Uh-huh.
But then you zoom out and the crocodile's like this long. But it was a real crocodile, and I'm holding it like, look, you know what I mean? And then he, because I kill it.
Someone call animal control.
Well, I didn't kill it. We fake killed it because he made it lie on his back and made him sleep.
Oh,
and then we
wow.
poured fake blood on him, and it's like, there you go. I mean, the woodsman killed a crocodile.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah, we went hard, man. Like for the like how much the budget was. Like at one point I cut a guy's arms and legs off. I'll leave the rest of it what I did to him. But it looked like I cut his arms and legs off. Like when we watched it, I was like, how did we do that? It really looks like he has no arms and no legs.
You got Tarantino blood.
A little bit. But that was it, man. But it's not over. I would gladly do that again. And the making was because there was no pressure, nobody cared.
Yeah.
It was one of the most enjoyable. Like every weekend we go out with
Oh,
our
there's
friends.
nothing better than filming of anything with your friends.
Right.
It's just so fun.
Yeah, there was nobody. That was
Especially
like,
when there's no one that's hovering over you.
Yeah.
yeah, no
trying
one
to
was like, "You're
direct
not
it."
doing it right." Like,
Yeah.
and it was like, dude, that was terrible. cut. That's a wrap. You'd be like,
a wrap.
that is in. You know, like one shot or sometimes two because we wanted to be more funny or that wasn't gross enough. Let's get really gross.
But I'm sure you've experienced where there's corporate involved.
Oh
and
yeah,
they have to inject their they have to justify them being there. So like, well, I want to try it one more time with
my favorite thing.
Instead of A.
I did like an MTV thing. This was years ago, and this guy Mason Steinberg was the showrunner. Incredible. He like works on Jimmy Fallon now, but he was a showrunner, and we were working with this company that basically it was supposed to be like a non-scripted, but it was scripted, so they could save money. And every single time we would shoot a scene, Mason would come to me and be like, "Hey, man, they want to do this." I'm like, "Why don't they come and tell me?" And it's like this weird little buffer that they have to have where they all like sit and they're like, "Oh, I know, it was great. It was great. Actually, he sucks. Can you make sure that he does it better next time?" The corporate thing is always so.
It's not even
funny.
that they say he sucks. It's just they all have to
input.
They all have to give some input just so they can validate that they're being there.
So they can
and
feel
at some
like
point
they,
you're like, dude,
they
I've
made
said
it.
that.
Don't worry. With the future of AI, we can just make you say whatever we want.
Yeah, in
now.
any language.
Yeah.
Thanks to Let's Chat.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
that was amazing. I love showing people me speaking Portuguese.
Yeah, we had a Portuguese skater. Portuguese. We had a Brazilian skater, and he doesn't speak English. But through this group, Let's Chat, we were able to just talk to a computer, and then
so
it would ask him
Like
the
he would
question,
speak Portuguese, but it would
and then
come
it
out
would-
in English.
and
but then,
in his voice.
yeah. So
In real time?
Tony
Not
and
in real time, but when they edited it,
That's so.
and then
cool.
we're in Portuguese in our voices.
What?
Yeah, that was the craziest part. And because it's like kind of from a
Holy
distance, you can't. It just looks like I know how to speak Portuguese.
Yeah. Well, they're starting to be able to manipulate the mouth now.
They said if we gave more time, they would have done that.
Yeah.
But
Which is-
that was like, that's a bridge too far for me.
It's crazy.
Because I don't want people thinking we can't actually do
Yeah.
that.
I do. You're talking
when
about.
they come running up to you speaking Portuguese, and you're like, I don't
Yeah,
know. It was an app.
I feel like that happened to me for the first 10 years I was in America. People would just nod at me, and I was speaking English.
It's
Like,
because
oh,
your
man,
accent.
it's going on out there. And they'd be like, yeah, man, sounds good. What the hell is that dude talking about?
I would have been obsessed. I think Australian accent's my favorite accent. That and South African. I know a lot of people don't like a South African accent, but I love it.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Some people don't.
German's a bit annoying.
Some people.
But Australian girls, because Australian girls, if you're an
A
Australian,
mango.
a female bogan, no, I'm not into that. No offense, but it's like, Jace, you know what I mean? How's it going, mate? Like, you know what I mean? You want to... Yeah, anyway,
I guess that could
there's
be like
words that they
a...
would
Wow.
yeah, because
That took a turn.
that's usually
Okay.
Australian bogan
Straight
females.
in.
F-bombs are flying.
Okay.
And
Got
it's
it.
usually something about, doing something. One time somebody said, I got
Oh,
the quote.
no. I just opened the door.
Yeah.
I think I
Chuck
did.
it in me dumper. That was the
Oh my God.
yeah, that was the craziest one I've ever heard. And that was sorry.
Wow.
That's a quote.
I was like, what did you just say?
Did you?
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course.
What am I, an
Don't-
asshole?
don't.
Come on.
Don't
No, I
patronize
didn't.
him.
I'm just going with the joke. I would never.
My first time in Australia, we surfed Burley Heads.
Yeah.
And I think I was wearing a waterproof watch or something, but someone came up and asked me the time just to see if I was American,
No way.
because then that was marked to just be drop in on.
Oh my God. And did you? Did they just
Oh, I
ruin your
didn't
day?
know. Yeah, I was just like, hey, what did that guy say to you?
It's
He asked
5:40,
me-
dude.
He asked me what time it was.
Yeah.
Done.
The guy, when he came in, the guy's like, he goes, what did he say to you? He asked me what time it was. He goes, oh, he's checking your accent.
Wow.
I go, oh, is that why he started dropping in on me? He's like, yep.
Oh my God. Wow. I tried surfing too. Failed.
Where?
Yeah.
Only longboarding. I mean, I used to go to Hawaii with my dad. Well, he would take me to Hawaii on trips. He surfed a ton when he was younger, and I remember, oh my God, I feel so bad. So my brother was probably 16 and I was 14, and my dad's like, yo, we're going surfing today. We're going to Becker. We're going to get you Becker boards. We're going to just decked out.
Coup of the day.
For real. I got a fishtail, which my dad was like, don't do that. It's going to be way harder to ride. I'm like, dude, whatever, man. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Which I didn't. I've never ridden one. I think it was a longboard.
But you've longboarded
You
before.
I
never-
longboarded.
You had
never
stood up on a
shortboarded.
board, though.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I was like, oh, this is easy. We go to Point Doom. I hate rocks.
Yeah.
We got booties as well. I I got like wrecked on a rock. My board got dinged. I was stuck there,
Getting slammed on rocks.
by mics and waves.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is it. I'm out." And
Yeah.
even his friend Jeff was surfing with him. And I remember I got in his way, and he's like, "Move, you piece of shit!"
And he's your friend.
And he's my dad's friend. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they get pretty rolled up out there in the ocean.
wow.
Yeah.
Surfers.
I'm a terrible surfer too,
Wait,
so
so
I
you
totally
bought
understand.
surfboards in
Bought
Hawaii and then surfed in Malibu?
Well, no. So we bought the surfboards in LA. We were surfing in
okay.
Hawaii longboarding before.
I
Sorry.
got it. Okay.
I kind of told the story in a bad way, but yeah. Then from there, I started bodyboarding, dick dragging, but I could drop knee, so I was like respected a bit.
Drop knee.
Drop
Yeah,
knee
it's
is
like one knee down. Then
and
you
I could
can-
do like
you can
360s
you can harder
and
turns like that.
That was like the only thing that I got good at was
You can do
bodyboarding.
360. Oh, on a bodyboard. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you meant longboard.
No.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I would have been really impressed.
That
I'm like,
would.
how the hell you do
that
that?
would be
Yeah.
so cool.
How can you not surf a shortboard, but you can do a 360 on a longboard?
This guy's a magician.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah,
whole-
I just failed so hard. I just wanted to let you know how hard I failed on every single one of like the.
I don't consider that a fail. I mean, you
I do.
skated. You
I
got,
tried
like-
skating. I didn't skate. Tried skating. Tried surfing. Everything with a board, I just failed.
Look, did you have fun?
I did.
Well, then you succeeded.
Oh hell yeah!
Because as a guy that's been good, believe it or not, because you don't know me, but it's not what it's the greatest thing about it. You know, like someone saying, "Man, you ripped" or something, or
Well-
"You ripping." That's cool. I like that. But
Yeah.
me skating when I was a little kid, when I sucked, was the greatest time in my life.
I
Like
just
me
wish
and
I
all
was
my
a
friends.
little bit better.
hey, it's
Yeah.
not about the kickflips. It's about the friends you made along the way.
That's true. There was. That's
Way to
very
ruin
true.
it, dude.
No, it was. I do agree with that. The amount of friends that I made from just being at some of the skate spots
Yeah.
and just the stupid jokes and the laughs. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
Nothing better.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
And having paint pens and just doing graffiti.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't do that. I'm not much of an artist, but
I didn't.
yeah, you did for sure.
I went to art school.
I'm a
so, yeah.
like I ride dirt bikes, not anymore because I don't want to get hurt. But I'm not really good, and I rode with like pros and stuff, and they were always doing stuff that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I never had the. I was like, I'm older. I had my run at being good at stuff. I
Yeah.
want to just jump that jump if I can jump that jump. And sometimes people are like, don't jump that jump. You're not good enough. And if I did it, I'd be like, hell yeah, I proved you wrong. But there was also several times where they were right.
Yeah.
And I got wiped out, but I just remember thinking how cool it was that those dudes were like I rode with Chad Reed, one of the greatest motocross guys ever, and we went down the like a rhythm section together, and then there's like this big triple, and I just rolled the first one and doubled, and he went over me looking at me, and I
wow.
felt like I was 10 years old. I was like, no way, you're bullshit, Chad Reed. You're so sick. That was the sickest thing. He looked at me. I saw him in the air. It was sick. Like, I was so pumped. And I sucked. I wanted the video. I was like, send me the video of me rolling it while he jumps me. I was like, I want everyone to see that.
That's
like,
amazing.
Reed and Ellis. You know? It was like such a highlight for me. I love
Doubles.
that. Kind of. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could. The rhythm section, we both jumped together, but
Uh-huh.
when it came to the banger, I was like, man, and he went,
Those are
"Wah."
scary.
It's incredible what they do.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really is amazing.
And survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they don't, that's the other thing. Like like Mega Ramp in skateboarding, there's a way bigger price to pay when things go awry. In moto, that's
Always.
it's always.
Yeah.
It's
Always.
like
Yeah.
it's just so much more
You
power.
don't get to slide out.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, you can't bail.
I mean that you're what does a bike weigh?
These
like-
days they're they're
pretty
still
light
pretty
now?
light, but if it lands on you, it's heavy.
bad.
yeah.
It's bad.
Ask Knoxville.
It's more the how quick they can go in a short amount of time. So it's like if you don't really know what you're doing, you go around a corner and you see the jump, you're like, oh cool. Right. If you don't know what you're doing when you do that, it could be catastrophic.
Yeah.
Like you could travel 100 feet in the air upside down without the bike. Super easy. Like the amount of times I've been to motocross tracks where
Just
you've got
overshooting.
like your weekend warriors on there, and it's like I went to the Supercross last weekend and I saw so and so, like, and you see them. Like I've followed people before. I'm like, I am getting off this track. Like this guy has got like 15 more minutes before he is dead, and then sure enough, there's an ambulance and he's in a stretcher. Because it's just like the rant, and then the seat. Like if you're sitting down and you don't know that you're doing that, it ejects your butt over the bars.
Oh really?
And I've seen so many people that don't ride a lot, and the other thing, you get tired real quick because you like amateurs don't squeeze the bike with their legs because they
So
don't
you're
know
holding it.
there's techniques to these things.
Yeah.
and they get their arms tight and then rah, and like hands come off, and it's
Oh.
it's not like when you fall.
See, you're lucky you never picked it up.
I'm glad.
Yeah, your parents
Yeah.
are smart. That one's a.
I broke
gotta-
my arm twice, but that's about
Doing
it.
what?
First one, this kid fell on me. we were racing to homeroom.
Running.
I think it was like 4th grade, yeah.
Yeah.
And we both jumped over this bench, and he tripped and fell, and I broke my arm. And everyone was
your
like,
wrist.
I broke my wrist. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then the other one was I used to play tennis a lot, and
You broke your.
my brother. No, we were doing
Wow.
we were doing those drills where it was like one line. What is it? Suicides. So we were doing
Oh,
suicides.
you're running again.
Yeah, and then
Man, don't run.
I know. And then I don't run anymore.
You
That's why I
broke
don't
your
have
arm
abs.
running.
My brother tripped me. He tripped me, and my
On
arm
purpose.
had just, my wrist had just like
Oh,
healed.
you broke the same one.
Yeah, but this time it was the full arm. So then I was in a full
Oh.
cast.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, all right.
Twice.
Yeah.
Full cast when you're a kid is so lame.
But one of the best feelings ever, that chopstick down the top. Oh my! There's
when you
no
got- yeah.
feeling.
Right, when you got an itch.
That itch is the
Yeah.
best itch you've ever scratched.
I cut mine off. I couldn't handle it.
I cut Riley's off.
Yeah, like you want like when your arm starts to feel like it's a little bit better, you cut this bit off
Oh really?
so that you can you know what I mean, if you break your arm, like I've broken like a lot of it, I've dislocated it and stuff, but there's a time where you feel it in there,
Yeah.
and you're like I'm moving it, like I can take this off. And it's, I think I shattered my wrist so bad one time that they gave me the full cast,
But you had that elbow.
I had
one.
it. Yeah, the elbow.
but you cut it off. Oh yeah, okay, right.
It was. Yeah, it wasn't fully up, but they had to like push my arm together. That was the worst in the room. And they were like, all right, breathe. And right as they said that, they just went sheet.
When I was 16, I fell into a face wall and put my hand out, and my elbow shot out of the back.
Oh my
And
god!
it was like a compound fracture.
Oh,
And I was way too young to see my bone. And
that's
that one was like, to me, like I've had worse injuries and more pain, but because of my age and
Yeah,
the graphics,
it's shocking.
Like I was in shock for sure.
I
straight
can
up.
imagine.
And in Australia, they give you the whistle. Dude, you suck on the whistle, and
Yeah, like a
Bob is
morphine
your
whistle.
uncle.
What?
Like a
Yeah,
popsicle.
they give you a whistle, and you suck on the whistle. And I don't know, it's got like magic juice in there, baby.
Oh, I mean, that morphine. I
think
had
it's
a.
morphine, yeah.
Yeah, is it? It's morphine.
I had,
so, yeah.
I had a what's it called? A kidney stone, and I was in Texas by myself, and I was like laying in my room, and my back started hurting, and I was like, all right, if this doesn't go away in 30 minutes, I'm gonna like
Yeah.
we'll figure out what's going
Yeah.
on. Like 10 minutes in, I'm like, oh, it's getting a little worse. 30 minutes, I was like, oh, I gotta go to the ER. So I called a cab, and I remember I couldn't sit down.
Oh,
And then when I got to the hospital, I just threw 100 at him. I was like, I don't know, whatever it is. And I get in there and I'm like, I don't know what it is. Just take me somewhere. They hooked me up, dude. That morphine drip, it was like the most incredible release of pain. I couldn't
Yeah.
feel anything anymore.
How'd you pass
They did
it?
the X-ray to like dissolve
Ultrasound
it.
or
Break it
whatever.
up?
Yeah, it was. Oh
Was
my
it
God.
instant? I mean, I know the morphine was, but was it
the
instant
morphine
that
was instant, and then
broke
it kind of you could feel the pain, and then all of a sudden after I think I think they did 2 passes, and then I was like, oh I'm
going?
fine.
Oh,
They're
wow.
like, hey, you have to
That's
stay here
scary,
for a
man.
bit till the morphine
Yeah.
wears off, just to make sure it's really gone. But
Yeah, that whistle
it
was-
was so bad that I do not wish upon anybody.
No,
That-
I've heard that's like the worst.
yeah,
Yeah.
some people pee him out, right?
yeah. You gotta.
That's-
Pass.
I mean, that's
you gotta
what
pass the stone.
that's what he did, but
Oh,
they
but they broke
They
it down.
dissolved
yeah.
it, but yeah, my friend had to pass one that was like that big.
That's what I'm saying, and that's like another level of
That's
pain. I've
yeah.
heard,
Thank God they learned.
They
how to
broke it down, yeah.
X-ray those.
Yeah,
pretty
old
sure
school.
My brother-in-law and my siblings will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure my brother-in-law put his kidney stone on a necklace for my sister.
Was that big?
Yeah,
Wait, did he
It
pee
looked
it
like
out?
that thing
he did. Yeah,
right there.
That is gangster.
yeah.
I would put that on a necklace too. No, I peed this
Yeah,
out.
I don't think she appreciated it as much. But, yeah. So what's next for you?
What is next for me? Nothing. Just relaxing, making music. That's
Damn,
it.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to go do a kickflip later. What's next for you?
Yeah, he's exactly like he doesn't know
Yeah, what
it
are
all
you
because
doing?
it's that much. He is
I'm-
everywhere.
Well, I'm going to Oz actually. Well, when this airs, I'll be in Oz.
Okay.
Doing a little tour there. Ski
Nice.
tour with Birdhouse Team. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this is the busiest person I know because not only is
Right
he
now it is.
a
Wait,
career guy.
who was on Birdhouse back in the 90s? Like,
Willie Santos.
Bucky, Willie Santos, Steve Barra.
I had a Steve Barra. I'm
Kirchart.
just because I'm just trying to remember the boards that I used to have.
Okay.
I definitely had one of yours.
Andrew Reynolds.
Reynolds, I did. Ed Templeton wasn't ever on there.
No. Toy Machine.
Toy Machine. Sorry.
He had his own company.
Okay.
It's I mean, in the '90s, especially the skate brands, people.
I feel like you guys
It's
were all
very
Seemed very.
Some were actually under the same roof, like Hookups was under.
You guys were all under
ours.
BlackRock, weren't you?
Not Toy
Assholes.
Machine. Yeah,
Dude, now
Not
corporate
exactly.
shills.
yeah. I
There was a
wish
few
we were
of
that
those, but
mega.
not
That'd be
him.
amazing.
That'd be crazy. Oh yeah, Baker is owned by BlackRock, and Vanguard owns Birdhouse.
The tours would have been more fun. Because the budget of...
Yeah, and perhaps it wouldn't be so difficult now. But yes, agreed. Hey, well, thanks for coming on the show.
You guys are an absolute pleasure. I'm gonna watch the Woodsman tonight.
I want to hang out and meet, and I want to learn how to DJ.
Dude, anytime.
I really do, because I don't understand it, and I think you'd find it entertaining how much I don't know how it works.
I think that you'll find it very entertaining by what I can teach you. And
I think you guys
how
would make-
quick you would actually be able to pick it up.
I think you guys
Really?
make a
I think with
hilarious
technology
video.
now, it's just definitely way easier.
What if you're bad at with computers and stuff?
It doesn't matter. The thing that you need to be good at in DJing, and I think this goes across everything now as AI becomes more prevalent, is like just understanding what is popular in culture or trying
Aquafarts.
to create that cult. Yes,
I'll make the sickest.
I mean we know that part with reverb works 9 times out of 10.
Right. I feel like that's my favorite song. I haven't even heard
But
it.
if you know good music and
Yeah.
you're able to also teach people more music that they've never heard, then I think you're a good DJ in whatever sense it is.
Okay.
And he plays music, so he
Yeah.
can get away with it.
Yeah, I got a little bit of. I'm familiar, but it's like old school. I play guitars and stuff. You know.
Australia's always been one of those places where like a song is massive there 2 years before it's big in the States.
True.
Really?
Yeah. Like I
They're
mean,
ahead.
For instance, like somebody that I used to know, that's like I think that's an
Yeah, yeah,
Australian group.
yeah.
That was big there before.
You
it
know
got
what? Good
big here.
point. Raves were like when I was a kid. Raves were big, and they sort of popped up in America like a
Yeah,
decade
the
later.
Yeah.
first rave I ever went to was in New Zealand
Right.
because they had a mini ramp. They're like, hey, there's this party in a warehouse.
Dude, Australia.
No one knows where it is, but we're gonna tell you where it is.
Yeah, that sounds about
Big
right.
Day Out. Oh my god.
Yeah, we used to be
I
on that
miss
tour.
those. I was on that tour too. I was on the last one that they ever did.
Yeah, I was on the first
was-
ones. I don't
oh
know if I
my
made it
God.
to the last one.
That-
But those were amazing.
The amount of drinking, because also you had
Yeah.
a week off. So you
No,
just
we
got to
called
go-
it. We called it the big day off.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they
You
went-
went to them too.
We did demos at I want to say it was 2011 or 12.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so
But
awesome.
we were actually our ramp was an act.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was like behind the band. Like
That's so
Rage
fucking
Against
Yeah,
the
it was
Machine.
pretty
Was it
sick.
Rage?
No,
Sorry
not
for saying
Rage.
that
It was
word.
well, no, that was 96. But I'm talking about in like 2011.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
they hired us as like that was the Rage Against the Machine one was we were just like a sideshow. So we
that
just
was
skate through the
to
day.
me. That was
It was huge.
that was
it
like
was huge.
the crowd was so gigantic, but when it
That
got
they
to
backed
like
up all the way to the ramp, so we just
Oh
pretend
my
like it was our
God.
crowd.
but when it got to like 100 feet or maybe 50 feet to us, the crowd was looking at us
Yeah.
and rocking out to Rage.
That's
So
so
I was on
cool.
the deck watching Rage and skating with all my friends with thousands of people. I was like, this is as cool as it gets. I'll never
Yeah.
forget that.
Dude.
But the one I'm talking about, they actually put us on the bill. It was really cool.
That's
like
so
we
awesome.
would skate just before Soundgarden,
Oh my god.
So sick.
so we definitely had a crowd.
I would have loved to watch you skate during Rage.
It was a
Sleep
fun
on
I did
fire.
actually
Oh my
on
God.
at that 90. I want to say it was 96, 95 or 96. It won't be hard to figure out. When he goes in, when he's playing "Killing in the Name of,"
Yeah.
right when he goes into "Fuck You, Until You Tell Me," I snaked everyone. I dropped in. I started doing
Oh my
540s.
God.
That's right.
I started doing 540s the whole time he was saying it. That was my
Synergy.
big
It's all
like.
about synergy.
Yep.
Yeah,
you know?
that was my big like.
That's a great
check
moment.
me out too.
You're like, I have to take this.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That was fun.
freaking show off.
Well, I love you guys, and I'll
Thanks,
teach you
man.
music anytime
would
you
love
want,
that,
or
man.
teach you
Thank
DJing.
you. And thanks, like I told you before we started, my son Spencer, also known as Guppy, he was a big fan when he was younger and inspired him to do what he does
Dude,
now.
give him my
so
number. Tell him to hit me up,
I will.
and I want to learn a kickflip. Just one. Just one.
That's all you
just
need.
land and just roll away.
Yeah.
Doesn't even need
Come
to be
down-
fast.
Start on the grass.
I'll come to San Diego.
Come down to my office.
Yeah.
All right. If I'm allowed, I'll be there.
It's the kickflip factory.
In 1 hour, you'll do it. We taught Bobby Lee to ollie in like 15 minutes, and he is useless.
I taught a YouTuber. I taught a YouTuber how to kickflip. What'd you say?
I said he's useless at skateboarding.
Oh, and also he was doubting that we could. Like he was saying, no,
He
you
didn't
won't be
believe-
able to, and he still was like trying. Like we will get you to do it. He's like, you can't do it. And then
He was
did
more
it.
surprised than us.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'm
I did get
coming down.
there's a YouTube guy, forgot his name, sorry, but he came to learn how to kickflip. He tried to learn how to skate in a matter of weeks.
Uh-huh.
And he was getting kind of close to kickflips, and he came down, and I got
And
him
then
there.
all right. I think I'm close enough. Like I know I can if I'm on grass, I can still flip it correctly. I flip it too far forward.
If you've let go of your board flipping and then you landed on your feet on the board,
That's a
That's a
close
step
enough.
right.
that's the hardest bit.
Okay, I
'Cause
can do
it's-
that.
think
Yeah,
the-
it's hard to visualize that and watch the board flip and try to get your feet on.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
We got
Okay.
you. See you,
Thanks,
buddy.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Right on.
mate.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Like and describe.
Oh shit, I'm late.
Yo, like and describe.
Like and subscribe.
That too.
I'm an NPC.